people who have been driven to the point of insanity report hearing voices.
Amy!
The voice I hear doesn't come from God, but from someone much more powerful. My mother. I've been saving almost all of my answering machine messages for well over a decade. We go through our childhoods under the watchful and sometimes annoying eyes of our parents.
And then we finally escape into the world of adulthood and into the land of independence.
Until they master that most nefarious of torture devices.
The answering machine.
They use it to insert their devious, controlling ways into our adulthood and drive us mad.
Until we finally realize that controlling is actually caring.
And that their attempts to keep in touch have actually made us who we are.
And we see this in
Amy's Answering Machine by Amy Borkowsky.
Beep. Hi, Amala. I just heard on the news that there's a big storm headed for New York, so I'm gonna go schlepping in any outlying areas.
Somehow, I just don't see how anywhere I would schlep to as being quite parallel to climbing Mount Everest.
Our guest today is Amy Borkowsky, the first woman to ever reach the summit of Macy's department store. So, Amy, what was it like up there?
Not only does my mother use the answering machine to control my life, she also uses it to control the machine itself.
Beep. Hi, Amala. I don't like the new message you have in your machine. You're letting the whole world know you're not at home. Maybe it's best to say something like, we can't get to the phone right now because we're presently indisposed. Beep. I just realized, if you use the word we, a guy you're interested in might think you're married. So maybe it's best to stay away from pronouns.
Sometimes my mother likes to pretend she's my own personal newscaster.
Beep. Hi, Amala. I don't know, maybe you went to bed, maybe you're in the tub. I just want to know if you heard about the new squirting scam. Apparently, the way it works is, you'll be walking down the street, and unbeknownst to you, some guy, maybe a woman, will come up from behind you and squirt you with the bottle of ketchup. Then, someone who's a cool-toothed person will come up to you and say, excuse me, miss, but you have some ketchup on your sweater. Then, when you're looking at your sweater, they grab your bag, and that's the end of that. I figured I'd just let you know. So if someone tries to put any ketchup out of you, you'll be wise to it, and you can say something like, I'm well aware of the ketchup. In fact, it matches a big blob of relish on my pants. That way, when they look it down your pants, you can make a quick getaway and call the police. All right, honey, stay safe. Bye-bye.
It usually takes 45 minutes of smacking a ketchup bottle to get one drop out. If some stranger can manage to squirt it fast enough that it catches me off guard, that's not a crime. That, my friend, is an accomplishment. Every year on my birthday, my mother calls with special birthday wishes.
Beep. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Amala. Happy birthday to you. How old are you now? How old are you now? Better hurry and find a husband before your ovaries shut down.
Attention all single males, Amy's ovaries will be closing in 15 minutes. Please decide if Amy is your final selection and proceed to the checkout.
Beep. Hi, Amala. You know that red terry robe you wore when I last came to visit? Do you still wear that? Because I was talking to my friend Eileen, and her grandson said that red is a gang color. So, you know, if you go to get the mail or take out the trash, you may want to put on something else.
Now, what are the odds? Two violent street gangs are going to decide to have it out on the 12th floor of a Murray Hill doorman building at the exact moment that I'm carrying out a bag of trash, completely oblivious to the bloods in the cribs lining the hallway. Don't go after Julio, he's not the leader. It's a Jewish girl in the bathroom. My mother is a very honest person, and when she sees dishonesty in her world, it upsets her, and she calls me to vent.
Beep. Hi, Amala. I am so annoyed I could bust. I just saw Barbara downstairs, and she was bragging about how a friend of hers pulled some real New York rye bread. And let me tell you, there is no way that is real New York rye bread, because if God is my witness, I know that bread came from New Jersey. So I finally confronted her about it. You know what she said? She forgot that she told me that the bread was from New Jersey. You want to know what else she admitted? That the bread was baked in New York, but the dough was from Paramus. Don't call me back to that, honey. This whole thing has got me too upset.
I applaud my mother for standing up for what is fair and just, and she has equally high moral values that apply to issues well beyond the scope of just a loaf of bread. She also applies these principles to cake.
Excuse me. This is not triple chocolate cake.
Yes it is, ma'am.
How come I only taste 2 kinds of chocolate?
Well, would you like me to bring you something else?
Yes.
Okay, what would you like?
I saw I'd ordered the 3rd chocolate. Beep. Hi, in-law. I was just watching the news and they said, it's 10 p.m. Do you know who your children are? And I'm thinking, I don't know. So I figured I'd call you. Beep. In-law, it's 10 to 11. I know you have work tomorrow. Call me back when you get this message. I'm worried.
This message was followed by 4 separate messages from my friends, each calling to tell me that my mother had called them looking for me. But it didn't end there. I also had a message from an ex-boyfriend of 4 years and from NYU Hospital. So, where was I, you ask? I was somewhere shocking. In my own bed. Sound asleep. Since 9:30.
Beep. Ooh, Amy. Ooh. Don't get scared, honey. It's just me. Anyway, tomorrow's Halloween, and I'm just calling to remind you throw out anything that looks suspicious in your trick-or-treat bag. Like, if you happen to find a candy bar that has a hole in it, it could mean that someone's stuck a hypodermic deal into it. All right, happy Halloween, honey. Bye-bye.
How could she even imagine me trick-or-treating at this age?
Who is it?
Trick-or-treat!
Oh my, what a wonderful costume. Can you just hold on a second?
Actually, it's not a costume.
Stanley, get the camera. There's a little girl here dressed as Jerry's friend, Elaine.
Beep. Hi, Amy. I'm just calling to remind you to move your clocks up ahead 1 hour tonight. So if you should go to bed at 10, move your clocks up to 11. And while you're at it, you may also want to make a note in your appointment book that February has only 28 days this year. So don't go making it a date from February 29th because it just doesn't exist. All right, honey, sleep well. Bye-bye.
One of these days, I'm going to sit my mother down and have a very clear conversation with her just to tell her to back off and quit calling. I think I'll have that conversation on September 31st. It seems like this is where I should say something that'll give hope to those whose mothers also use the answering machine as a baby monitor. When you hear something that works, let me know. The least I could do is give you a few suggestions that are of absolutely zero help to me. Suggestion number 1, when your mother calls, tell her you're busy doing something she'd have to approve of. Examples. Mom, I really have to get going because I have to get ready for a date tonight with the single doctor, David Mermelstein.
Don't forget to wear a push-up bra, honey.
Or, Mom, I gotta get going because I'm trying to make it down to Macy's by 6 for their semi-annual sale on warm sweaters.
Can you pick me up a pair of socks? It's getting cold.
Suggestion number 2, the one-word response.
The one-word response is a parent-child communication technique that originated in 5 words.
I believe it's possible to have a conversation with any mother using the following 5 words. Yeah, okay, nothing, fine, and chicken! The 5th is an all-purpose response to any inquiry about what you ate or plan to eat. There are some perks to having an actual conversation with your mother, though. Every time I go to visit her, she always gives me this huge hug, and then she'll say something like,
Boy, you look beautiful.
I was going to try and come up with a 3rd suggestion, but this whole thing's got me thinking, does all this advice giving mean that I'm turning into my mother? Thank you.